Hey Rhonda, you know what time it is?
What time is it?
It's collab time.
Yeah, it is.
So if you don't know, once a month we get together with 2 other channels and we do a collaboration video. And those channels are
Traveling on Adventures and
MelNetteLivingFreeZipcodeless.
So stick around and you'll find out what our topic is this month.
Alright, so this month's topic is RV park dislikes. Now this is going to be a hot button subject, right?
Yeah, because we all have those things about RV parks or resorts or whatever they might be that we really, really dislike or hate, you know?
So let's kick it off. Our number one, and this recently came up, about within the last couple of years when RVing became very popular, is site lock fees.
Yes, I've noticed that actually since we first started RVing, because the very first park we stayed at, which was Dinosaur Valley RV Park, not the state park, but it's an RV park just outside the state park, and they have a site lock fee. And not knowing anything about them, I did the site lock fee. It was for them, it was just $10 flat rate, and I was like, okay, I want to make sure we have a decent spot where we want. Turned out we really didn't have to do that because we were like one of the few people that was actually in the park at the time.
Well, I've seen them range from $25 and up.
Yeah.
You know, and it's kind of crazy. You know, RV park prices have gone up dramatically over the past couple of years, and now they want you to pay to have a specific site locked in.
And I've actually heard of it being that price, like say it's $10 to lock the site in. You pay that $10 per night. And that's probably the bougie resorts that I'm thinking of. But I have heard of that, and it's just like, oh, that's kind of wrong.
Yeah, so that's something to keep in mind when you're booking your site, is read all the terms and conditions. If you want a specific site, great, go for it.
Yeah.
But make sure you're only paying one time maybe for that site lock.
And make sure it's not like an exorbitant amount of money, because some of them, they will charge you an arm and a leg to lock your site in. It's like, do I really have to? I'm staying 3 days. Do I need to lock in a site?
Yeah, and especially like if you're just doing an overnight stop, you don't need that.
You're not going to really care.
But if you're going somewhere and you want a specific site, obviously that's beneficial, but who knows? That's a personal preference for you. Number two
is...
So number 2 is going to be upkeep, or the lack of upkeep of the property.
Especially if they call themselves a resort.
Yeah. And we'll reference this. We did a video last year of a park called Jellystone in Tyler.
I think a few people are familiar with what Jellystone is.
Yeah, and they were charging resort prices, but the resort amenities, for one, haven't been installed and opened. And we were there on a holiday weekend. And the resort, they were charging resort prices for a holiday weekend with only about a quarter of the amenities actually open, which is kind of ridiculous, but Yeah, I think they...
and their roads weren't done.
Yeah, and so we're talking gravel roads with washed out potholes.
Yeah.
It was just bad, it just... If you're going to have a property, you're going to charge the prices that you do, maintain the property.
Yeah.
Have the sites clean and ready to go.
Absolutely.
Don't have trash in them.
Yeah. Well, the same thing can be said for state parks. When we recently went to Cedar Hill State Park, they are renovating the park. Now, they're very clear. You can see construction signs all over the park and stuff. And they tell you, hey, this is open, this is not. And that way you can kind of book that one according to whether you want to deal with that or not.
Well, and let's be fair, okay? When we're talking RV parks, I think state parks are on a kind of a different realm because those are publicly funded parks.
Yeah, they are state parks.
Where a private RV park...
They are privately owned, and they can be as bougie priced as they want to be.
Yeah, and I mean...
Doesn't mean it's right, but...
For some of the prices these parks are charging, I mean, would it kill you to fill in the potholes? I mean,
yeah, it's like they're off. They for the prices they're charging, they should be offering you a drink in the evening, every evening or something.
and if it's a resort, make sure all of the resort amenities are open.
Mm-hmm.
You know, make sure that, you know, even just the laundry facilities are in good working order. You know,
or that they have laundry facilities. You know, that's.
Yeah, I mean, because we're talking about almost hotel prices at some of these places.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
absolutely. Those are the ones we steer away from anyway. But
most of the time.
Most of the time, unless we're with friends that want to go there. That's a different thing. But anyway.
But yeah, you know, maintaining the park, that should be a no-brainer.
Yeah,
right?
that's a kind of a pet peeve of ours, especially the roads. If the roads are not smooth and they're not clearly marked and they're not easy to maneuver to get your rig into a site, that's a big old red flag for me. That sucks.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, I'm going to jump in here real quick and just remind you, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. And if you are subscribed, make sure you're still subscribed, because YouTube's doing some crazy little stuff.
Yeah, we've heard friends that have been unsubscribed or had people unsubscribe from their channels, so you know, you might want to look into that. And while you're at it, give us a thumbs up. That helps us out.
All right, so number 3, it's going to be our last pet peeve.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be online versus reality.
Yeah.
Now, I'm pretty sure if you've been RVing, you've been on a website, and the park looks gorgeous,
it
well
looks
maintained.
immaculate.
Yeah.
And it looks like it has all the amenities that you want, all the amenities that your kids want. Perfect paved roads, flat sites that are free of debris, and you get there and womp womp, it's completely different.
Yeah, let's just say it looks like a Route 66 attraction that has been left in the dark for years. You know, maybe not that bad, but you get what we're talking about.
Good analogy.
You know, so, you know, is it too much to update your pictures? You know, and
yeah, highlight your good stuff. Highlight, because you want to let people know the good stuff you got, but don't try to make it look like you have all these lovely things when you don't.
Yeah. And that's why we always come back to, you know, do your research when you're trying something new.
Mm-hmm.
You know, use the resources that are available with Facebook and YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
You know, watch videos. Try and find stuff that's recent, so you kind of get a view of what the park's like before you go there.
Yeah, I mean, it's different if you're paying a cheap price like you would at a state park, or even some little mom and pop RV parks that are in the middle of nowhere. It may be dirt cheap. You can overlook a lot of stuff if it's the right price, especially if it's an overnight spot for you. But if you're going to charge nearly $200 per night for a site, it better be looking mighty fine on the inside of the park, not just online.
For all those park owners, you know, that may not have the most update pictures on your website, at least go on the website and list things like, you know, the pool will be shut down at this time, or the washing machines currently aren't working. You know, be honest with people. That way they know what they're getting into before they come in.
Yeah, it's simple. Just say, the pool is currently closed from this date to this date. It doesn't take a lot to do that. Just you or whoever controls your website, just go type it in there. It doesn't take much.
So we want to hear from you guys. Tell us, what are your pet peeves for RV parks? Mm-hmm. We know that everybody's got personal preferences and a story to tell. Let us know down in the comments. And then when you're done watching our video, if you don't mind, please go visit our friends over at MelNetteLivingFreeZipcodeless
and Traveling on Adventures.
And we'll be back with them next month for our next collaboration video.
Mm-hmm.
But until then,
we will see you out there.
We'll see you out there.
Bye.
Bye.